Hi, welcome to Schulte Sweetie's Homeschool YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie and I'm a mom of 3 girls ages 12, 9, and 6. We are finishing up our 7th year of homeschooling, about to start our 8th. And this is my review of 3rd grade for my middle daughter and the curriculum that we used and just kind of going through it with you. I had to go back and look at all that I had said we would be using for the school year, and then I'll tell you just like how we used it. So I did go back to my old video and checked on all the curriculum. So the very first thing that I will say is we finished All About Reading level 4. So we are finished with the reading program. I had debated on whether to get level 4 for her. But a lot of people just recommended it, and I think I'm really glad that we did it. I think it's, first of all, it really feels good to like have accomplished the entire reading program with her. She did not do the pre-reading program, but started at level 1 and finished at 4, and I'm so happy. We kind of like doubled up on some of the lessons this spring because we weren't doing it as regularly in the fall, and I was like, let's just get it done so we don't have to do it next year. This has been a great program, and we are both kind of ready for it to be done at the same time. So, but she is reading really well, and I'm really proud of her. So we got that done, and it feels good to finally finish something too, because a lot of times we kind of maybe finish things in mid-school year and then cycle through, but it's nice to like finish at the end of the year too. So another thing that we had planned to do more for language arts was Guest Hollow's language arts, and it is such a fun language arts, and I still think we will do some of it next year, but the bulk of what we did this year, because we were really trying to do as much as we could for All About Reading, we did a lot more Beowulf. Still did not finish the program. So we will, and she was one that I started her on Beowulf a couple years ago, and she was too young for it, like I think 1st grade. That was too young for her. She didn't understand most of these things. She is really understanding things and enjoying Beowulf, and so we will continue Beowulf for sure next school year, and probably a lot of the language arts as well. But you know, I am like triple dipping into language arts, so we'll see what all works out for next school year. Some of the other language arts things that we included this school year, we have Explode the Code, and I had this reading comprehension book that I got like at Ollie's for really cheap. This is a grade 2. We use the sum especially to help fulfill things for our public virtual school, our learning goals, but we did not use this a ton. We also had, I don't think I have it with me, but word ladders. So she kind of alternated between word ladders and Explode the Code a little bit, kind of depending on her mood. But these were independent workbooks. But what happened was, when we've done a lot of switching with our spelling curriculum, which I will show you in a minute, she ended up not using these quite as often and really just mainly doing the independent work of her spelling. So now we'll move into spelling. We started out the year with All About Spelling. This is the new colorful edition, and this was level 1. We really put in a good effort with this, but we were bored to tears. I don't know if it was just too easy. She does struggle some with spelling, but like it was monotonous, like and I did not prep beforehand. So that might be one of my biggest faults. I did not prep this beforehand, so I felt like I was always cutting, and I did not have a good place to save things, so that was annoying. and I had stuff everywhere, but we didn't love it. So we started trying to find a different spelling curriculum, and I have a whole spelling video of all the things that we've tried through the years with either her or her sister. I can't remember the order. We started using A Reason for Spelling, and I received this from the company, and it really is a great curriculum, and it was fun. It has colorful pictures, but one of the things was the words didn't really have a rhyme or reason, like why they chose those words. They didn't have like rules or this is like most of the words are going to be like this. So they were kind of just taken from like passages and Bible verses. So I was like, there were, and like some of the activities, it was a lot because you have to have the teacher's guide and this, and it was a lot. Like you could really pretty much do a ton of schoolwork with just the spelling, and I was like, it's too much of a commitment to do it fully. So we actually switched from that, and then we started spelling power. And this is really where I realized that she does really well if she pre-tests and then tests at the end and works on the words in between. So I saw good result from testing, but she did not love this. It was like kind of boring to her. So we moved on to Jack Chris Publishing, Soaring with Spelling. I will say, I'm like, I really like this. I think she does a good job with this. They pre-test and then they post-test. She does a really good job with this. She probably doesn't love it, but I mean, you're not going to love everything. So this is working well, and we're going to continue this. We started this mid-second semester probably. So we're only on like week 8, but we will just continue this next school year and work through that. She worked on The Good and the Beautiful Handwriting. We switched to this school year because she wanted to learn cursive, and she's done really well with it. She has completed level 3 already, started level 4, and I think she's doing great with her handwriting with cursive handwriting. Then when I also switched to Soaring with Spelling by Jack Chris Publishing, I also switched her to Winning with Writing, level 3. This is also, like, I will say, maybe not our favorite, mine either, but we are using it, and I think it's really great information. But we'll just keep working through at least level 3. I'm not sure if we will continue on to the next level after this or not, but it's still a great program. But we might work on some other ways of writing. Then, of course, we have been using Apologia Math. We actually started this in the spring of last school year, and she is almost finished. Like, I just added up, I think, 6 or 7 more lessons. So we will finish it this school year. We are not going to move it into next school year. She will finish it. And we have loved Apologia Math. She like asks about the games, sometimes asks to play the games over and over. That's her favorite part for sure. And I can really see like how she has developed like her multiplication and division skills. She still like sometimes forgets, and so I have to remind her about them, but like that's just, those concepts have been only introduced this school year, so like she is still learning them, and I know she will build on those skills next year when we use Apologia 4. So yes, we are moving on to Apologia 4 next year. So I also received the Skills Sharpeners Geography from Timberdoodle as being a part of their blog team, and we have used this not tons. I probably should have used it more, but we used it mainly to meet our geography goals for our public virtual school. We might pick this up some next year, and like it's beautiful and colorful, like it's fun, but it's just another workbook. And so we have some other ways of adding in geography next year that I'm really excited about, so we might not pick up another workbook. I don't know, we might too, like sometimes if I'm needing her to do some extra independent work. Then we're moving on to science. So this last year was the first year that I really was trying to do more science with her, like focus science for her specifically. She has really been voicing a desire since she was a little kid and could talk that she wants to work with animals, like a vet. So I was like, we need to really focus on science. So I received a copy, and I cannot find it anymore. It's somewhere in the house, of Discover Science from Timberdoodle, and we used it for a while. We put in a good effort for that as well, but it was too much like a textbook. It was like reading constantly, and there was not, like, maybe I just missed it, but I don't think I did. There was not as much hands-on. It was kind of just boring for her and for me. Like, it was like a lot of reading and then some questions. So I was like, we've got to do something different. And so I had her pick out a Masterbook Science curriculum because they had a sale before Christmas. I wanted her to like really enjoy science. Well, we started Masterwork Science and it was really good at first, but then it got to be like we were kind of combining lessons, and like every day it seemed like that we were doing lessons. She was doing another hands-on, and we sometimes didn't have all the pieces. We probably could have just like watched videos, but it was like we kind of pushed this aside. We've also done some other science as a family, so I don't feel guilty about pushing this aside, but we will not be doing this again. It was just not what we needed and wanted. And I have said this like other places too, that I don't always love how they do, like, imagine if the Bible stories, if this was happening and stuff, and like kind of take Bible stories and just add more to it that didn't happen. So I didn't really love that either. So we would skip those, but so we are just kind of pushing this to the side, but this was not a hit for us either. I just looked at my list, pretty much all of that we used this school year, and what worked and didn't work for us, and what we're carrying on and not carrying on till next year. I would love to hear what worked for your grades, whether it was, if you had a third grader as well, if there was something that was great. You know, I'm always looking for other ideas, so I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you have a great day.